Welcome to yet another ham radio video. This is JKQ4DUX, and now for something completely different. If you watch my channel, you know I almost exclusively use vertical antennas, so I did a video a few weeks ago about creating a loop antenna. So I used a balun from an off-center fed dipole and created a loop. I started out with a horizontal, actually a rectangle loop. Played with that. I got it to work. Wasn't that great as far as SWR. So I reconfigured it, and now what I have is a vertical delta loop with the apex down, feeding it from the bottom. So I'm going to deploy that today, see how that goes. That's for 10 meters. We'll see if we can make some contacts on 10, and if not, we've always got the other standby antennas that we can switch out to. So I've already got the line up in the tree, so see how the footage turns out, but maybe you'll see me deploy this. Shouldn't be too bad. I'm a little bit concerned about whether it'll turn in the wind and possibly change, where my pattern's directed, but let's give it a go and see how it goes. Got the line up in the tree using the fishing rod and the tennis ball, and yeah, it worked well. It usually does. First cast brought it through, and then we just got the ball over the limb now, so I'll pull that down. I'm not sure. It is 50-pound line, and I know that antenna's not 50 pounds, but I'd rather not put more stress on the fishing line than I need to when I got paracord. So I'm going to get this thing up in the air. I wasn't exactly graceful, but we got it up there. Get the coax put up, and I'll raise it up a little higher. So, if you're wondering, saying, well, doesn't he know the right way to wrap up cable so that doesn't happen? Yes, I do. I use the over-under technique, but sometimes if you're not paying attention and you feed the wrong end through, this is what happens. You somehow loop it over itself. Doesn't happen very often. 9 times out of 10 you throw it out. if you're doing it right, it'll completely unroll. But say you messed up when you were winding it and you did one too many times one way or the other. Like I said, if you're holding one end and you pull it the wrong way, I have had it make some knots a few times, so I don't know if that's just a failure when I actually wound it or what, but anyway, most of the time it does work just fine. I'm gonna hook it up to the meter and see what the SWR looks like. I may need to raise it, but I'm just gonna see how close we are to start out. Well, I'm at 1.47. That's in the voice portion at 10 meters. Let me change that down. I'm going to start with CW and see where we're at. And now I am going to raise it up, like I said, get up in there a little farther. So now I'm setting it to 2805. Yeah, I'm at 1.35. We'll raise it up some more and see if that changes it much, but we should be good to go. All right, guys, we'll see how this goes. 10 meters doesn't sound too active, but we're gonna give it a try. All right, I think I may need to redo my memory, so I'm taking it off break in and see what my memory is set up to. Oh yeah, it's still set up for winter field day, so I need to redo that. So I'm going to record that over again. Okay, let's see what I got on this one. Okay, that's not. Redo that one. Sometimes I do a salutation, so I'll redo that one. And we're gonna go back here. Sorry for all this, I should have thought of this before I started filming, but that can happen. Let's see how it goes. It's been a couple weeks since I've been out. I had some family came in and visited for a few days, and they just left last Saturday. Didn't feel like going out on Sunday. Busy week this week. Also was a little under the weather, so like I said, it's been a while, but it's nice to get back out. I am also taking a class with CW Innovations, which has been great. I think we're on week 4, starting week 5 soon. Definitely will be doing a video and a review of how that has helped. It definitely has already helped both my sending and copying skills, so I'm really enjoying that. Nothing so far. I plan to call for maybe about 10 minutes or so. And if I don't get anybody in 10 minutes, I may switch to SSB, or I may try to hunt someone park to park or something like that, just to see how this loop goes. Like I said, I didn't check the conditions, so I don't really know if the conditions are good today. We have had a few good days for 10 in the last week, but we'll see. And there is quite a bit of traffic noise here. It is still hunting season, so I'm like right next to the highway. I'm not going to go any farther in than that, just for my own safety and not to bother people who are out there trying to hunt. But that ends tomorrow, I believe, so it will be also good to be able to get farther back in the forest and a little more peace and quiet. I'm just gonna check RBN, see what I'm getting, if I'm getting anything. Okay, well, looks like we got a line to South America. Can't really see what country that is there, but I'm at least making it out somewhere. Looks like there's a Texas station, a California station also on 10 meters. I don't know what that was. Turn my filter all the way off, see if I can. That's just QRM or if that's somebody else. I didn't write down the time of when I started. Kind of like that song, that old song, when you're hot, when you're not, you're not. That's kind of how 10 meters can be. Really be a lot of fun when it's open, but when it's not, it can be tough. There always is somebody out there, but that is how it's gone in my experience. And that guy actually on the meter was 5.5 as low as 5.2, but just great signal. I gave him 5.99. I wasn't even looking at the display, but really strong. But maybe it's just kind of, maybe the loop is so much quieter that it just sounds better. I'm not sure. New Mexico station, so we're making the trip out that way. Let's see if we can get a few more. I necessarily didn't want to jump into a madhouse of a bunch of pileups. Having not been out here for a couple weeks, and it's all right to take it a little slower and try something new. It's kind of what the hobby is about. Take it how you want it and try something different. I know I can always go to 20 and make my activation no problem. Been in the habit of doing so many reg chews and longer QSOs. I'm sending my standard hi, thanks for the call, that sort of thing, rather than just the UR 559 or whatever it is. That's another nice thing about Parks on the Air. You can do it however you want. You can do it, make your exchange long, take your time, or you can move it fast like a contest. Okay, so now it has turned in the wind. Let's see if that makes any difference. And I have it memorized, the different shapes and configuration of loops, you know, which direction is favored for which type of loop, and you know, there's vertical, horizontal, square, octagon, round, triangle, about anything you can think of. And they all behave a little bit differently. But that info is out there if you're looking for it. Well, maybe a couple more times I'll see if I can park to park on any of these guys. Or gals. Okay. Got another one, Colorado. Oh, don't tell me that was, I logged them. Okay. Okay, I did it right. Just wanted to make sure. Now, let me see if I accidentally logged one of these wrong. I have to go in here and edit it real quick before I'm gonna send it out. So let me do that. And that should take care of it. Save. Alright, we're good. Oh, nice to get a couple here. It took a while to get the signal out. The one I changed was Colorado station. I believe that was Nick, one of the people that I'm taking the class with, and I logged YK instead of CK, but I got in there and fixed it. I always thought that was a cool call sign. NI0CK. So we made it out west, and then yeah, British Columbia, Colorado, New Mexico. So that's the way we're hitting it today. I'm still a little new with logging with the keyboard connected to the phone. Paper logging is, I guess, more natural, but it has its downsides too. You have to go home and redo the whole thing and enter it in if you want to upload it. So this saves that step. When I'm done in the park, I'm done. I just upload it. I've already got everything logged, which is very nice. I may get a laptop or something, but some of the hesitation and mistakes sometimes is due to focusing on that, typing the wrong thing or whatever, which I usually don't write something incorrectly with a pen and paper, but also sometimes I've gotten in a hurry and then had sloppy handwriting and didn't know what letter that was, but it all improves over time the more you do it. It gets to be more relaxed. I know it is a little nerve-wracking when you first start Parks on the Air doing activations, and it's like anything else. It gets more natural the more you do it, but it is still fun and exciting every time. I think I'll give a couple more and then we'll try to hunt somebody, and then maybe I'll switch over to a different band. Alright, one more. It's like the fisherman's last cast. Somehow I always one more. Alright. Well, let's go to the Parks on the Air site, see who's still out and if we can get them. That sounds like it, right? Go dust off this thing. Yeah, maybe I got a loose connection here. Do you hear the sound jumped up? Yeah, make sure that's good. That sounds better. 55 north Dakota, we got it. You know, folks up there on Radio United Mike. Thanks for the calls, everybody. Have a good one. TQ Bar, from Kilo Side, Delta Golf Romeo, out of US 1052, Arizona, Georgia. Kilo 7, Sierra Radio India, good afternoon, 5 Arizona. I'll try to get this guy, see how it goes. Okay. USL 57 return, Northern Indiana, India, November. Kilo 7, Sierra Romeo India, thanks for the contact, have a good one, 7 days. TQ Park, from Kilo 5, Delta Golf Radio, Georgia. Park to Park, Kilo Quebec 4, Delta Uniform X-Ray. Kilo Quebec 4, try again. Yeah, Kilo Quebec 4, Delta Uniform X-ray, Delta United X-ray, park to park.
Alright, I think I got it. Kilo Quebec 4, Delta United X-ray, Kilo Quebec 4, Delta United X-ray, Diamond 151 Arizona, QSL.
QSL, you got it. You are 5x4, 5x4, and I'm in 2 parks. I am in park number US 4449, 4449, and 9912, 9912, over.
Oh my, are you a park to park? Are you park to park yourself?
Roger, park to park.
Alright, go with the park number one more time.
2 parks, 9912, 9912, other park 4449, 4449, over.
Oh my, the park was kind of in the noise, but hey, don't worry about it. Maybe you spot me, but I'll figure out the park number. Don't worry about it. I'll get them to yourself.
QSL, good luck and have fun.
The Kilo Oscar 4, Delta United X-ray. Maybe just re-spot me with the park numbers if you can. If nothing else, I'll pick them up from the website. No problem. I'm at US 1052, 1052. Kilo Quebec 4, Delta Uniform X-ray. Thanks to the park. Yourself?
QSL, thanks.
Thank you. See you later. Thanks.
Alright, let me see. I'm not logged in here. So I'm gonna just write a note. I'll send it to him on email or something, make sure he gets my parks. But alright, let me enter this in. He was K5DGR, DGR, and then we were on 28337, and we were, no, why did it do that? Why wouldn't it? 28337, 10 meters, and we're on SSB. Okay, I think I got all that. It was a park to park. I'm gonna put in theirs as 052. Oops, US 1052, and we got it. Okay. Well, he had some trouble hearing me, not real strong there, so let me look. I'm gonna go back to CW and see. Try again, you know, maybe I had that loose cable. That could have been the problem. Let me look here. 39.5. Two things, you got to make sure they're tight, and you make sure you have a decent adapter if you're running an adapter. Okay, I've got 3 or 4 in here. I'm gonna do some musical antenna switch, but I'm gonna just throw them. Whichever one's the farthest away, that's the one I'm gonna take. See what band we're gonna switch to. Well, we got a clear winner, and as I kind of expected, the one with the greatest amount of wire went the farthest. So I guess we're gonna switch to 30 meters. I hope the tree's tall enough I don't have to redo that, but we'll catch you in a minute. Alright, so we're on 30 meters. Lot more noise coming through. I think it's probably in pretty good shape. And again, I didn't look at who else is on 30 or the propagation data or anything before I started, so it is what it is, but I usually do well on 30. I mean, it is 3:18 in the afternoon. Last night I was hitting Europe, Spain. I was getting Spain, Portugal, 2 or 3 other European countries on 30 meters. adjust something or do something, buys you 5-10 seconds. And I just accepted an Airbnb booking in the middle of all this. It does help to give you that extra little bit of time while you've got stuff going on. I don't always know when I'm going to have good cell coverage, and being an Airbnb host, I like to be able to respond, especially if people are trying to book and I can make some money. And just happened to be a break in the action, so that's nice. And we have 16 contacts, so we've made the activation. I may head out pretty soon. It's 3:30. Figured I'd be home around 4, so that'll work for me. Well, let's call it a day. And there we go. Notice I happened to mess up on my call sign, so I sent it twice to make sure I got it correct there. So I'm QRT now, and I've been logging with the World Radio League app, and I have really liked it. I like that it's integrated, that it automatically spots, so I can go on, open up a new logbook. There's a thing that says find your park, and it'll automatically, going by your location, say what parks they think you're in. I mean, you got to make sure that that's correct before you go ahead with it. But here's our map. Not too bad. Made it way up north, it looks like, in Saskatchewan. Mostly coast to coast. Remember, some of those around 10 meters, but yeah, that was pretty cool. 30 was a lot hotter than 10 was, which, you know, it's not that surprising, knowing how 10 can be. But yeah, it went well. Hopefully, I don't know if we go back and watch the oldest videos, hopefully I'm making less mistakes as I get more experience. And like I said, the class I've been taking, I feel, has helped. Seems like most of the mistakes I do make is get in a rush, and I mean, you know, that's definitely a common thing. You get in a rush, and it's not even that it's necessarily like that you're nervous or that you're trying to impress somebody. It's just, you know, you get excited and you rush. It's the same with any other thing, sports or hunting or, well, you know, anything. You get excited, you forget that you have to slow things down and go back to your fundamentals. Especially for me, if I slow down, put a little bit of space in, you know, my sending's pretty decent. If I start to rush or I get flustered, that's when I make mistakes. But it's all part of the learning process. That's why it's called amateur radio and not professional radio. But we're here to have fun, and that's what we're doing. Thanks for coming along. Just a quick look here. That's how my setup is. Not bad, works for me. Really nice out today, must be upper 70s I would guess. So it was actually nice to be in the shade, which is pretty cool for February, I have to say. Thanks for coming along for a ride. You've watched yet another ham radio video. Hope to see you on there soon. This is Jay, KQ4DUX.